Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. I'm George Conley with Scratch Golf Tips. Today we're looking at the golf swing of Justin Rose, major champion, one of the greatest golfers of this 2000s generation, has certainly had a great career on both the PGA and DP World Tour. There's so much to learn from a golf swing like Justin Rose's. It really has been a timeless swing, so let's break down a few things about his golf swing that anyone can learn from to make their own swing better. Now, the first thing that you always want to look at is posture at address. I think that Rose is a very type A posture in this golf swing, meaning it's very popular, not only popular, but also teachable. Very good posture of the back. Those shoulders do come down a little bit. There's a little bit of a curl there, but the spine angle, the lumbar is very straightened out at the impact position. Slight bend in the knees. It's a very good recipe for consistent ball striking, and obviously someone like Rose, who's been professional for a very long time, been playing a lot of golf, has remained fairly injury-free, especially in the back and shoulder region for his career because of solid setup fundamentals like this. Now, another very teachable part of Justin Rose's swing is the positioning through his takeaway. If you look at when that club face gets up to the level of his hands, not only is that club face very square to his target, which is great, but if you were to draw a line going out from the butt end of his club where that grip is, that line is going right at your target. And this is something that a lot of amateurs overlook in their golf swing. But if in your takeaway, your wrists are rolling and that butt end of the club is going way right of your target for a right-handed golfer, then you're going to come inside, you're going to come over the top through transition and hit a slice. This also works the same way conversely. If your leading wrist doesn't have enough flex and the butt end of the club is actually pointed to the left of your target line, you may be a little bit too shallow, overly shallow, shut down the club face through impact, and you're going to be hitting a hook. So analyzing your takeaway from even just the first half of a second, if that, knowing where your club face stands and where that club is aligned in terms of your target is super important to do. And if you're looking for the ideal positioning, I would say look no further than this still shot of Justin Rose. Rosie also has such an underrated tempo, in my opinion. I've always loved the speed at which he takes it back. He's pretty powerful, obviously. He's gotten the ball out there throughout his career, but he never looks rushed. It always feels super controlled to me. This same level of control is also demonstrated in his follow-through. You'll never see Justin Rose off balance. He really is one of the premier ball strikers of this generation just because he's always stayed within himself, and there's so much to like and appreciate about someone who can keep that tempo not only in the takeaway but through the follow-through. Now, throughout this video, we've compiled a lot of different views and a lot of different swings from the past couple years that Justin Rose has put out there. If you notice, a lot of these iron swings, he kind of has that abbreviated follow-through, which is indicative of hitting a knockdown shot. And this is actually something that not only has a guy like Justin Rose really been successful with, but a lot of Englishmen, Tommy Fleetwood, Sir Nick Faldo, hitting those knockdown shots. And someone like Justin Rose can be successful hitting those knockdown shots because he has very little slide, or what I refer to as horizontal sway. In this front-on view, you can see that it's all rotational for Justin Rose. If you draw a line on that front hip is doing very little movement forward or backward in the golf swing, and that allows for a premier sense of low point control. So I'll always encourage a golfer looking to improve their golf swing to film themselves from this view, which is referred to as the caddy view. That way you can really see if there is horizontal sway in your golf swing, which is usually a deterrent of having proper rotation, and that's just going to do a lot of bad for your swing. Like I mentioned, you're not going to get nearly the low point control you need to be getting to be a consistent ball striker. You're also not going to be able to get the distance, the trajectories that you want. If you record your swing from this caddy view and you do see a little bit too much horizontal sway, a great drill that I've done and a lot of people really get a lot from is stick an alignment rod in the ground, maybe put a head cover on that alignment rod, and have it just outside of your trail hip. And just make sure that you're not touching that alignment rod, because if you are swaying back in the golf swing, that trail hip will make contact, and we want to avoid that. We We also have this interesting video of Justin Rose at the Open with his pre-shot routine, and this is a pre-shot routine that I like because he seems so relaxed over the ball. He takes slow motions, a few club waggles, a few looks up at his intermediate target, and then he just stays so loose. Everything is so slow and deliberate. A lot of people get very fidgety over the ball. They look uncomfortable, they tense up their muscles, and that's the last thing that you want to do over the ball. So Justin Rose not only has that silky smooth relaxed tempo, but in his pre-shot routine, he is going through smooth, relaxed motion. So if you look at your own pre-shot routine, first off, if you don't have one, make sure that you can formulate a pre-shot routine that not only makes you feel comfortable, but is repeatable. You don't want too many steps, you don't want too few steps. Not only is that pre-shot routine meant to give you some comfort in the sense of the routine, but it's meant to collect you and relax you so that you can step up to the ball confident in what you're doing, also just feeling like you have control over the golf swing. So looking at a pre-shot routine like Rose here at the Open is a great thing to look at as well. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the golf swing of Justin Rose. I love the swing itself. I think he's a great guy. It's been great to see his success over the past decade, 2 decades really. If you have any questions on anything I mentioned about the golf swing or anything that I may have failed to mention that you noticed, leave them in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. As always, thank you very much for watching. Play well and take care.